Hey everyone, welcome back to Those Fake Nerds. I'm your host, Brian. This is Fake Nerds Discussions, and today we're talking about Xbox, their new plans for hardware, what they're going to do going forward. And it's no secret, right? The Xbox brand has been struggling the last couple of generations. The Xbox One coming off of an extremely successful generation on the 360, just out the gate, ate shit, right? That initial reveal at E3 where the focus was not really on gaming, and the even more damningly had the situation where the wouldn't allow you to lend games and had to always connect to the internet. When someone pressed them on it, they were like, well, we already have a console that doesn't have to connect to the internet with the 360. And the PS3 was able to capitalize, or the PS4 rather was able to capitalize on that, have that snarky commercial where they're like handing a game from one person to another and being like, this is how you share games in our ecosystem, and just kind of like really owned Xbox in that moment. And they have not ever been able to recover. Obviously, they've started to shift their focus as they continue to lag behind Sony and PlayStation in the console sales department. They bought Activision, they bought Bethesda, and initially the thought was, well, those will obviously be in service of trying to, I guess, get exclusives for Xbox. But what they instead did was kind of shift their focus to being more of a software company than a hardware company. They invented Game Pass, which is, an outrageously good deal, quite frankly, still to this day, where you're able to pay a subscription depending on the tier, depending if you just want it on the console, you want console and PC, and play a bunch of games for free, but as part of the subscription price. And they're kind of using their acquisitions of these studios to be like, well, you can play it for this low monthly price here. And then they're also kind of double dipping by being like, or if you are a PlayStation only gamer or a PC gamer, you can buy it straight out on those platforms as well. So a significant shift to more of a software company. And, they did something very interesting this last, you know, generation where they had the Xbox Series consoles, one Series X, which was more of a competitive with the PlayStation, and then the Series S, which is kind of like an in between, not quite as powerful as the Series X, but powerful enough to allow people to get into the next gen in a limited price. That was my first next gen console, and I love it. I still play it almost every day. It's like my Madden, Call of Duty, College Football 25 machine right now. So here's what they're doing going forward. This is from Windows Central, and the ever reliable Jez Corden, who says that Xbox new hardware plan begins with a gaming handheld set later this year, with full next gen consoles targeting 2027. So it says, here's your first glimpse at the Xbox next generation hardware plans, and some parts are being executed more quickly than you might think. The Xbox Series X and S generation has been a bit of an odd one. Microsoft Xbox console hardware's sell through has declined quarter over quarter for some time, but Xbox addressable monthly active user base has been skyrocketing, owing to the purchase of Activision Blizzard, armed with mobile games like Diablo Immortal, Candy Crush Saga, and Hearthstone. Top core games like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Microsoft's future in gaming is all but guaranteed. What has been a little less clear is Xbox plans for hardware. Microsoft has been putting its exclusive console games like Horizon 5 onto PlayStation to help grow the profitability of its business in the near term. Addressing users where they are is far more cost effective than what Microsoft would need to spend to acquire new Xbox console users potentially. However, the strategy has been questioned for long-term damage it might do to Xbox console hardware. Microsoft appears keen to continue servicing to legacy Xbox audience with new hardware regardless. And over the past few months, I've been working on I'm working to figure out exactly what that might look like, and here's what I've learned. First off, Microsoft is working with a PC gaming OEM, think Asus, Lenovo, MSI, Razer, etc., on an Xbox branded gaming handheld surprisingly slated for later in 2025. If plans are met, codename Keenan, this game handheld will look unmistakably Xbox. We told complete with an official Xbox guide button and games design sensibilities, given that this is a partner device similar to Lenovo's SteamOS partnership with Valve. I expect the handheld to be more PC oriented. Keenan is almost definitely running full Windows, putting Microsoft Store and PC Game Pass front and center, alongside the ability to install things like Steam. The device will likely serve, at least in part, as a research experience for Microsoft. I expect that the handheld tests with new Windows 11 device-aware capabilities will reduce the party's OEM bloat that are typical of devices like the Nova Legion Go and Asus Rogue Ally. I expect Microsoft will leverage widgets on the Xbox Game Bar for PC controlling things like TDP and fan speed, while hopefully having a more streamlined OS experience for controller use. Of course, existing PC gaming OEMs will benefit from the efforts as well, but the research will also help Microsoft's further out plans. Because indeed, our sources also indicate that Microsoft's internal successor to the Xbox Series X, this platform has been fully greenlit all the way up to CEO Satya Nadella. For now, I understand that Microsoft's next-gen hardware plans include a premium successor to the powerful Xbox X series alongside its own Xbox gaming handheld and several new controller options. Generally, these new console devices are slated for 2027. So, very interesting strategy there by Microsoft, right? They're kind of still giving a console experience with a new Xbox in 2027. However, it's going to be more like traditional gaming PCs, which will make it easier for companies to make games for their new platform. Right now, the Xbox Series X and S have this this requirement from Microsoft that if you release on the X, you have to release on the S, and that has caused a bit of a bottleneck for developers who struggle to get it on the less powerful platform. But if that's removed, and now the focus is on this newer console that's more like a PC, that should make it easier for developers of all kinds to get their games onto the platform. Then they've kind of used what they've learned for Series S as well as the big library of titles that have come out for it since its launch to kind of transfer that into the handheld, which they're first going to try in 2025. But I do expect it to be a hit. If you can get like a reliably solid gaming experience on a handheld and you already have access to your large library plus Game Pass, I think it will sell well. And then they'll have like the real bigger version, think like the Steam Deck to Steam Deck OLED in 2027, launching alongside the console, giving players like a lot of interesting different ways to experience Xbox how they like. And I think that's very exciting. I know a lot of people who have Steam Decks and they love that. I love my Switch. I love being able to play games on the go there. So I think this could be a very interesting proposition for Microsoft. And it shows that they're not entirely ready to throw in the towel when it comes to gaming consoles. And they're actually like pushing stuff forward in a way where Sony used to do this kind of stuff with the PS Vita, but they don't do handheld consoles anymore other than the Portal, which it looks cool. It's all Wi-Fi based. Where I live, the Wi-Fi is pretty shit, so I've never really considered buying it just because I know it'll play horribly. But the idea that I could have an Xbox branded handheld that is its own device, that's quite exciting to me. So what are your thoughts? Are you excited for this new kind of multi-level approach in the console market from Microsoft? Do you think it gives them a chance to improve where they've really faltered the last couple of generations? I would love to hear your thoughts about that in the comments. And I just want to say I appreciate you watching this video, checking it out. Check out our main channel, which is, of course, Wicked Everything, where we do video game video essays. And then we have our sports channel, Wicked Good Sports, which we do sports news, and our podcasting channel, Better Radio. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.